Okay, so our focus is finding the derivative of the trigonometric function. Before we're going to find the derivative of the trigonometric function, now we have to look for the rule. We have to apply the different rule. So, number one rule states that, if your y is defined by sine u, then its derivative is y prime is the same as cosine u multiplied by the derivative of u, which is u prime. So that is one rule, meaning to say, if your function is sine u, then you will just get its cosine u. So that is the cosine u. Then after that one, get multiplied by the derivative of the u. So we have in here times u prime. So that is the same as in number 2. Okay? If your y is defined by cosine u, then the derivative, then your y or y prime or derivative is the same as negative sine u. Now again, multiplied by what? The derivative of the u. What is the derivative? U prime. So again, when you're going to get the derivative of cosine, the derivative is always negative sine. Okay? And of course, our multiplier is always the y prime, u prime. Okay? Next, number 3. If our trigonometric function, which defines our y is tangent u, then the derivative is y prime is the same as secant squared u times the derivative again of the u, which is u prime. Next, number 4. Our number 4, if our y is defined by cotangent u, then your y prime or the derivative is negative cosecant squared u times again the derivative of the u, which is u prime. Okay, what is your u? This one. Next, number 5. If our y is defined by secant u, then its derivative, which is y prime, is the same as secant u times tangent u times the derivative of u, which is y prime, u prime. And number 6, if your y is defined by cosecant u, then its derivative, which is y prime, is the same as negative cosecant u times cotangent u times the derivative of u, which is u prime. So these are the rules. These are the rules that we are going to make use in the getting the derivative of the trigonometric function. So let's try to see it one by one. So the derivative of sine u will be cosine u, and times the derivative of the u, which is u prime. Again, for cosine, the derivative of cosine u will always be negative. Negative sine u times the derivative of u, which is u prime. Okay? What about the tangent u? Tangent u, its derivative is secant squared u times the derivative of u, which is u prime. The same as when we say cotangent, that is the same as negative cosecant squared u times the derivative of u, which is u prime. Now what about the secant u? Secant u, that is the same as the product of the secant u and tangent u times the derivative of u prime. And what about the cosecant u? What is the derivative? That is the same as negative cosecant u times cotangent u times, again, the derivative of u, which is u prime. So that for us to understand this one, may we consider, okay, illustrative example. Okay, may we consider illustrative example. So we have in here the first rule. If your y is sine u, then its derivative is represented by y prime cosine is equal to cosine u times u prime. Okay, so what about if we are going to illustrate by saying number 1, okay, we have in here y is equal to sine, okay, we have in here sine 4x raised to 3. Yan. So how do we solve, or how do we get the derivative? Okay, so what is the derivative, or shall we say y prime? Okay, what is the y prime? Now, so that when we are going to look for that one, we will identify. Number 1 step is identify what is u. So our u is actually this one. So our u is 4x raised to 3. Now it says in here, we will get the derivative of this u. Okay, so what is the derivative? Okay, the derivative is, we have in here 3 multiplied by 4, we have 12. Okay, 12, and then of course x raised to 2. So that is the derivative of our u. Now considering our working equation says that your y, which is sine u, its derivative is y prime is the same as cosine u times u prime. Now, so that we can say now that y prime is what? Cosine. So what is that? Cosine u. What is our u? You just say cosine u, that is the same as 4x raised to 3. So our u is 4x raised to 3. Then, multiplied by, ayan, asterisk, times, ayan, I will make use of this one so that I will emphasize the multiplication, times the derivative of the u, which is 4x raised to 3. What is the derivative? 12x raised to 2. So, 12x raised to 2. 12x raised to 2. Now, what is now the final answer? Your final answer now would be y prime 12x raised to 2 multiplied by the numerical coefficient of cosine, which is 1. So, we bring in front. So, 12x raised to 2 cosine. Okay? Cosine, that is the same as 4x raised to 3. So, that is the derivative of our problem. Okay, so number 2. What about if we have in here the number 2? Our number 2 problem is for cosine. So your y is equal to cosine the quantity 2x plus 3. Okay, 2x plus 3. It reminds me, you might be saying, can we multiply 12 multiplied by 4? No, you cannot multiply that one because this is a number which has a cosine which this is actually a part of the cosine. So you cannot multiply that one directly. Now, we have in here cosine y is equal to cosine the quantity 2x plus 3. How are we going to solve for this one? Again, before we're going to solve that one, identify the u. What is our u? Our u is actually 2x plus 3. 2x plus 3. So that is our u. Now after that one, we get the derivative of our u. So we say u prime. So what is the derivative of constant? 0. What is the derivative of 2x? Just the same as 2. So that is the derivative. Okay? Derivative of 2x. Okay? Yeah. So that, after that one, we can now apply the rule. Now what is the rule? It says in here, the rule says that your y, which is cosine u, the result will always be y prime is equal to negative sine u times the derivative of u prime. Okay, so let's try to have final answer. So our y prime now, y prime is the same as negative sine u times u prime, which is the same as y prime now is the same as negative sine. What is our u? Our u is 2. Okay, 2x plus 3. Then times, what is that u prime? That is the same as 2. So what would be now your final answer? Y prime is the same as negative 1 multiplied by 2. So negative 2 sine 2x plus 3. You might be saying, can we not multiply this one? No, cannot multiply. So that our final answer would be this one. That must be our sine. That must be our derivative. Okay, our derivative. Next problem. So our number 3 problem, may I write it here? So number 3. So we have in here y is cosine squared x. So to answer this one, this is the same as, we have to understand that this is the same as y. Okay, this is the same as y is equal to cosine, the quantity cosine x raised to 2. Okay, raised to 2. And so with that, this is actually the application of repeated process. So how is the derivative? Okay, the derivative is the same as, we have in here, bring it down. So y prime is the same as 2. Okay, 2 cosine x. 2 cosine x. Now, what is now the derivative of this one? Derivative of derivative of cosine x. The derivative of cosine x is actually times, that is the same as times negative sine x, negative sine x. So that if we are going to get now the final answer, our final answer now is y prime, multiply this one, 2 multiplied by negative 1, so negative 2 sine x cosine x. So look at the example, okay? It's actually the application. It is actually the application of, okay? It is actually the application of the chain rule. Okay? It is actually the application of the chain rule. Okay? Now, next, number 4. So my number 4 is our y is defined by tangent, okay, u, but our u is sine, okay, sine x. So how are we going to do that one? Now again, we will be identifying the u. What is u? It is actually sine x. Now what is its derivative? U prime is the same as cosine x, cosine x. So that is the derivative. Okay, now what are we going to do now? Now notice that when we are going to get now the derivative of this one, that is y prime, okay, what is the derivative of tangent u? Our tangent u in here is, of course, secant squared u times u prime. Okay, now so let's try to have y prime now is the same as secant squared. What is your u? Sine x. Okay, sine x, and of course multiplied by the derivative of sine x, which is cosine x. Okay, multiplied by cosine x. Now, so that you will notice when we are going to multiply that one, the result now would be y prime is equal to, put it in front, that is the same as cosine x secant squared sine x. So that is the result, or that is the derivative. Okay, that is the derivative. Okay, so the next example will be given some other time. Okay, some other time, or after I will be posting this, or after you will be watching this examples. Okay, thank you and more power.